What we see is a car driving down the road. All of a sudden the headlights cut off, and then it just kind of spins sideways and then skids to a stop. At first, I was super confused. It took me a couple times to watch this and zoom in and stuff to kind of figure out what happened. So let's actually zoom in, we'll slow this down, and then we can actually see exactly what caused this accident. If we look across the road here, we can see a dark blur moving. That's an animal trying to cross the highway. And this car approaches, and it actually ends up striking the animal, which sends it back into the guardrail and causes significant front end damage, enough to actually disable that vehicle and make it lose control. In usual Minnesota Nice fashion, the drivers behind immediately stop for the vehicle and get out and try to check on the driver, render any sort of aid they can. While this is extremely dangerous, it's actually not uncommon. They call it Minnesota Nice for a reason. We can see a bunch of people standing outside, checking on the vehicle, checking on the driver, doing what they can. There's even a truck that ends up stopping and blocking that one lane so nobody ends up additionally colliding in. I would never actually recommend stopping in active lanes of traffic. It's better to let the emergency services do that. That's what they have the emergency lighting for, and that's what they're trained to do. But in this situation, this is what that truck driver decided to do. The vehicle seems to be inoperable on its own. We have a couple of Good Samaritans that are pushing that vehicle out of traffic just to prevent it from getting hit. Now that the lane is no longer blocked, that truck is going to be getting on its way. Here's another good view of that accident. It's a Ford, and Fords actually do have a feature where, in the case of a collision, the fuel pump is disabled and there's a way to turn it back on. That could have been part of the reason why this vehicle was no longer able to drive on its own. It doesn't take long for emergency services to come on scene and take care of the rest of the situation. And what I want to show you guys here is look at this whole string of vehicles that is taking that inside lane there and actually giving these guys room to work. This doesn't always happen, but traffic is light enough where there is absolutely no excuse not to do this. It's not hard for a situation on the shoulder to spill into an active lane of traffic, so if you see flashing lights up ahead, merge over at least a minimum of one lane and slow down if possible. Let me know if you have any thoughts or anything to add to this. I love to read through all your comments, and thanks for watching.